Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Maryna Buzynnyk, and today we are going to talk about managing international remote teams. I have more than 8 years of experience in HR and recruitment in different companies, different spheres such as FMCG, pharma, and of course IT. And I have 3+ years of managing remote teams. Currently, I'm working as head of talents at Qubit Labs. In Qubit Labs, we started transition to remote type of work in 2016. Of course, we had offices, but our teams were working remote for offices of their clients in other countries, in different continents even. So when the COVID came, it was easier for us to make this transition. And we already have an understanding what are the best practices. So what is very important in managing remote teams? First, and the most important in my opinion, is set clear expectations. So all your team members should understand the deadlines, communication protocols inside the company should be clear and written somewhere, if you have so, and of course, quality standards, like what do you expect from an employee. I also highly recommend to write everything, because written tasks are always better. Of course, use collaboration and productivity tools. There are plenty of them. You can see on a screen some tracking tools and methodologies. Our clients are using everything starting from Jira and Trello to some ClickUp tools that were customized especially for them. It depends on your preferences. Everything should work nicely. So establish regular check-in calls. It is not mandatory to have check-in calls each day. Depends on the amount of tasks and the size of your team, of course. It can be daily, once in 2 days, once a week, even bi-weekly calls would be still okay. Provide feedback to your employees. It will help employees to feel more valued, to understand what's expected from them, and of course to improve if some improvements are needed. Encourage collaboration inside the team. So assign some team projects. So your employees will have a better feeling of teamwork. Of course, celebrate success and important milestones. I'm not talking about setting up a corporate party after after successful release or whatever, but you can have a meeting. You can say thank you to your team. Maybe send some boxes if you want. So, of course, trust your team. Your team will work definitely better if your team members are feeling that they are trusted and respected. Sufficient social packages is still very important, even though we are not working in offices anymore, and we are going to talk about it in more details. And branded gifts welcome packages. Here are some examples which branded gifts we have in Qubit Labs. We present some packages for the end of probationary period, for work anniversaries, of course, for birthdays, and for some rare events as wedding or childbirth. Why HR is so important for small teams? If you think that you don't need an HR, if your outstaffing team consists only from one person, then you're wrong, and we can prove it on our example. We have teams with different sizes. Some of them are 20+ people, and we have several teams with only one person. So yes, HR provides a link between the client and the team. Also, HR helps you to make nice onboarding, to think about all the details. We provide our HR system. That is also very important. Also, HR tracks everything during the probation period, because it's very important to provide a feedback during probationary period. Not only in the end of it, but somewhere in between, especially if there are some issues or improvements needed, you can communicate your feedback through HR. That would make it more convenient for both parties. Salary review algorithm for remote teams. Nowadays, of course, it is a crisis. However, salaries are still getting reviewed, especially in IT companies. So we don't have like one clear rule how should it be, because we are very flexible and we are listening to our clients' needs. So for some clients, it's a more difficult procedure with 360 degrees feedback from different sides, especially if there are several levels of director, team lead, employees, and so on. We are using monkey surveys and different tools. In some cases, it is just a feedback from the clients and employees side. And usually salary review is made on an working anniversary of the employee, so once per year. However, it can happen more often, especially if it's a junior employee that was starting with a very small entry salary, or of course in cases when an employee is receiving additional responsibilities or changing to a higher position, or assigning to +1 project inside your team, then of course we recommend not to wait till the 1-year anniversary and make this review already now, right after the increase of responsibilities or change of the role. Percentage, for how many percent do you have to increase your employee's salary? It depends, of course. Sometimes it can be 5%, sometimes it can be up to 30%. Depends on the seniority of the employee and of course on performance. If the performance was exceptional, then we would recommend to increase it for a higher percentage, of course. If it was mediocre, then 5%. If everything was okay, as usual, more like 10%. But of course, it also depends on a situation inside the company and financial situation as well, of course. So it depends. Not only on the country, but also from the company. How we do it in Qubit Labs with working with remote teams. First of all, we are offering flexible working hours. We don't have time tracking tools. None of our projects so far has it. And our employees are working on different time zones. Some of them are starting earlier, some of them working with America, and they're able to start later in the middle of the day and then finishing later. So really depends. We are providing all our employees with necessary equipment and everything they need for their work. It can be also additional monitor, headphones, or whatever. We are providing our workers with health insurance. If we are talking about Ukrainian teams, we already have a health insurance program that is covering not only doctor's visits, but also the medication. For the international teams, we are just compensating some amount for them to cover their medical treatments. We are offering, of course, additional perks. We are having virtual team buildings, different contests like Halloween, the scariest picture contest. We are sending care packages at the end of probationary period, and as I mentioned before, for all the holidays. Yes, we have a wide variety of branded gifts, and our office manager is always thinking about something else, what we can brand to make it more interesting for our employees. Why, in the beginning, did we decide to cancel the office? Of course, what is the most important, it gives us the opportunity to hire candidates from starting that from different cities inside Ukraine, and also in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and other countries. So that's how we can spend less time on recruitment, and we can offer wider choice to our clients. Our employees are not spending their times on a way from home to office, so it's positively influencing their work-life balance. And also we mentioned that after COVID, a lot of employees are looking for remote-only jobs, and a lot of candidates are saying like, no, we would not agree to be back to the office once we tried working from home. So that once again increases our choices. So that's actually why we decided to move out from offices, and we have no regrets. That's all. Thank you for the attention. See you.